Uh, Wait, this is not the match I expected to see, to be quite frank with you. I thought we were going to see Hunter against Steven.
Yeah, they played, that was their first set yesterday.
So I got it mixed up.
So this is it. Steven fighting for his tournament life. Napky in a good position, but will want to get warmed up ahead of the gauntlet. And the higher you can finish in the pool, the better draw you will have in the gauntlet phase. So Napky is certainly going to try and get this win here in the Honduras versus Costa Rica matchup.
Oh, that's hype. And at least Steven is like a little bit warmed up in this matchup now, right? After playing the other Roy player earlier, yeah?
Yeah, Radiant.
Yeah, Radiant. However, I feel like Napky plays a little bit more aggressive in comparison to Radiant. And I feel like Steven was having trouble dealing with Radiant's pressure, so he's going to have to really turn up gears here. But he got the first stock.
Yeah, off we go to the top, but Napky already putting Steven in an offstage scenario. No ledge trap this time, not showing the cards. This time we'll threaten by going offstage, say I could forward air you if you release this quick draw too early, but hops back. Napky's measuring this one out, kind of trying to get a feel for how Steven recovers in general, because there's only so many ways you can recover, ultimately with a character like Ike, but goes for a turnaround back air there. Wait a minute, that was either a big read or a misinput.
Yeah, Steven already managed to get a little bit of advantage for whenever he gets to his second stock. It could be a dead moment right now because he's such a high percentage. You have to keep in mind, Ike is also a really heavy character, and despite his kind of linear recovery, he can survive for a long time. Actually, is Steven taking the second stock from Napky? This is a game that's looking good for him. Like, this could be the chance that he has to go with asset on his count for this pool.
Mind you though, if he is to win, he kind of needs to do it without dropping games in the process. Maybe a 3-1 would be okay, does lose that stock there, but if he were to win with a 3-2, I think even that wouldn't be enough. Radiant would have a better game count at that point, so Steven is just going to absolutely do everything in his cards to not have any ether mishaps off the side of the stage and just purely go sword to sword and beat out one of the predecessors from his own game series.
At the moment we see Napky trying to steal the stock, doesn't manage to do it, but he already got some momentum going. Gets the 4 hits of the Dancing Blade.
Oh no!
And Steven doesn't manage to get the recovery from Mike. Whenever you do that air dodge wrong and you see yourself falling, that's a really desperate moment. But it seems that Steven is not letting himself being torn by that. And actually, he's keeping his composure really well into this last stock of the first game.
Yeah, because there's no way you can relax when you're Ike on last stock. There is always a scenario where you just find a way to die, even when you're well in the lead. But thankfully, Steven's going to get the down tilt into forward air, and it's only just killed.
I think he could have lived that, to be honest. I could be wrong, though.
Yeah, I don't know if Napky was maybe expecting the move to be a bit stronger than it was and just didn't DI or something, but that just about crept away the kill. So Steven gets a game, and that is absolutely critical. He'll want to get every game he possibly can here. Napky will have the choice of picking a stage. Realistically, knowing the way Steven operates, he always likes to leave Town and City open. And then Napky will probably pick it because it's Roy's best environment. And there you go. It's like I'm a psychic.
Yeah, you really make the read for that stage selection. We're going to see the same character selection as expected. And we are going to go ahead and start this second game. We have Steven 1-0 over Napky.
So immediately taking a back seat there, just to surprise with that quick draw. Steven going for a dash grab. Ike, one of the poorest dash grabs in the game because he needed to be punished more, I suppose.
Yeah, like they are being really, really careful with their approaches. You know, Ike knowing that if Roy gets the hit, he's going to get the largest combo in the world. And like Roy knowing that if I get the hit, he's going to take a lot of percentage and probably an edge guard situation like he's in right now. Steven keeping Roy at the ledge really decently.
Wow.
Nair
Converts
up
the
air.
Nair into the upper and gets the first stock of this second game. So far, Steven has been looking dominant on the neutral.
Yeah, it was a fortunate Nair because it was by no means safe. You know, that Nair does barely any shield damage, so if you were blocking it, you're probably going to get a punish. But if it lands, you might just get an entire kill off of it. But there is a big movement read there. Napky knowing exactly where Steven was going to be and gets the jab back air to even things out.
All right, and I like to see that the game is a little more even. Like this is more entertaining, but still, like, we know that Steven
Wow,
wants
that
to
down
get
tilt was
the
beautiful.
most advantage he can. Gets the counter on Napky's recovery and punishes, like, getting Napky to his last stock of this second game. Looking forward to go 2-0 into, like, a third game to manage to get his 3-0 set win in order to have a better entrance into the gauntlet than Radiant.
Oh,
That was almost a
trying
little
to end
scary.
it all. Well.
Yeah, got a little too hasty with that up B there and got punished with a sweet spot forward smash from Roy.
Beautiful shield
But
grab.
does bait the run off the platform there from Napky, so that's going to be a fairly easy punish when Steven's saying, Napky, you just played right into my hands. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. There's a couple of Nair attempts, 3 in a row. Napky going to see through that, parries the 4th one, and now it is time for Roy to get his stuff started. Does a good dash grab there, though, to say, right, a little break from the Nair. No Nair November.
We went for
The amount of percentage on Napky's gotch is really, really scary to be in, because at this point, if Ike gets the hits correctly near the ledge or close to the top, like, this could be the end for Napky's second game.
Yep, and on
But
the other hand,
Napky doesn't want that to happen. He actually wants to have a game on his board. But, oh, that was really, really close.
Yeah, the
Yes.
empty hop was so important because every time Steven's been doing those jumps, he's done the Nair every single time. But that was a big mix-up to empty land and then do it on the second time. So it did land true. Doesn't lead into a kill, though. Remember, Napky could still steal this away at any
This
moment with a
is
jab
so
back air or a
tense.
double-edged dance.
Napky now in the opportunity to juggle Steven, but Steven not letting himself. He gets the edge guard situation. No, the misinput of
Hey.
Napky into the recovery doesn't pull up the up B. Instead, he falls down with the side B to his doom.
that is something.
That's really unfortunate to see.
There's a lot of SDs this tournament so far.
Yeah, like, you know, the tournament pressure, this high caliber gameplay that you're expected to deliver.
Yeah.
It takes a toll on you for sure.
Yeah, the nerves are definitely showing it for anyone who's on the verge of potentially a middling result that's lower than they were after here in a critical stage like the final game in pools. But Steven is at the moment getting the absolute dream result here. He's not going to mind if Napky SDs because he's given plenty of SDs away anyway on the path here. So if he can get a 3-0, there is every chance that he might be able to just about outplace Radiant. It depends if it comes down to head-to-head record between the two, because Radiant would have that advantage. But if it comes down to game count, Steven might be able to pull this one off.
So we're into game 3. Steven 2 games up over Napky. And again, like, the starting position on Town and City is always fun to see because it's such a long stage, and you're spawned in the absolute corners of the stage, so the start always looks to be a little slow. But Steven right now managing to get the first hits, actually control neutral, his percentage showing 0 at the moment, navigating around Napky's hits perfectly, and like, this would be a really, really clean 0 to death, but Napky getting a little percentage with his up B on the recovery.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
that was really close. If not were for that up B, that would have been a really, really clean 0 to death. Napky right now wants to get some momentum on his side.
Oh, sour spot.
But the sour spot on the up air just means, right, my combo has come to an abrupt end all of a sudden. Really, really urgent quick draw to get out of that situation, which could have otherwise been death. uses the quick draw to get the hit. Ethers from far away enough that the counter doesn't reach, so Steven is safely back on the stage once again, and with a stock lead, we could be seeing a 3-0, which is precisely what he wants. Jab back air, though, is going to force him to recover once again.
Yeah, Steven has to be a little more careful with his approaches right now. This is like...
Tomahawk round.
Okay, Steven sizing a little more the gap between the two. Almost like that probably could have been the kill there. And he's going to try and do something with his ledge trap. Right, this is the second stock, and like we're still early in the game, so
Okay.
Steven gets the forward again.
Oh,
manages
that
to get the
be-
perfect hit on the neutral B.
Yeah, Eruption really good at hitting below the ledge. Doesn't even need to two-frame, it will just hit you first. Jab back air will get that stock in the end, but Napky only has one stock left in this entire set, potentially. Steven, a 3-0 would be so rewarding after all of the unfortunate circumstances that have happened in the rest of your games up to this point. But
Yo!
Impressive.
All right. That stock was fire.
yeah, you can't even
Make a reverse 3-0.
Can't even blame him for the air dodge too much. You needed to get away from what would have otherwise been an obvious Roy swing to finish the deal. Oh, double edge stance was threatening once again. Napky does it!
Wow.
And there we
What a
go.
Finally
comeback.
managed to get the classic dancing blade on the extended platform of Kansas City to rob the stock, get his first game on the board. That was hectic.
That was actually fire.
Yeah, absolutely. That is bad news for Steven Montes.
Yeah.
But a huge surge of momentum for Napky, who, maybe wasn't necessarily expecting to be down in this set. He was favoured to take this one away. But if he keeps being offered Town and City for free, then those positions can always strike.
It seems that Steven is considering a different counter pick for this occasion. We are probably going to go to either Battlefield, Small Battlefield, or PS2. Those are my calls. But let's see what he chooses right now.
Yo, we got MVD watching in chat. Shout outs to my guy.
Hey, what's good,
Come
MVD?
join us in Costa Rica
Hey, what's
sometime. It's been a pleasure. I've had such a great time in the country already, flying out from the UK. Took 16 hours to make it here, but it's been worth every minute because the sets in Smash have been amazing. The weather's been great, the food's been awesome, and I've got some exploring to do after this. But now Napky was hovering Chrome for a little bit, but is going to commit to Roy versus Ike for Game 4. Steven could still take this set away right now, but Napky is looking to keep his winning streak alive.
Actually, we are going to go to a whole different stage from the ones I guessed. We are going to go to Smashville, a really small platform, and not a lot of places for Roy to run around in. I think for that reason alone, this counter pick has a lot of sense on Ike's side. But as well, since you're closer by to your opponent, you're also going to get forced into a lot closer interactions. As we've seen so far, Napky actually seems to have made some sort of adaptation. We are seeing him really dominant on the neutral right now with 50% lead right now. But whoa, that was a really close call actually. I feared for the first stock being taken there.
Yeah, it's one of the... You can see now why Steven picks Town and City so much. He likes to be on those even higher platforms to get his nair into up air confirmed. But this is ultimately still a lead for Napky, even if it's been all Steven for the last couple of seconds. But the double-edged dance delays the final hit and absolutely smokes him when he swings. Steven dropped his guard, and Ike not too quick with his own moves. So as soon as the guard was dropped, Napky was allowed to do that. Has no jump. Breaks through the quick draw just to intercept what could have been a lethal situation.
Beautiful ledge trapping coming out from Napky.
Yeah, also that was a really great recovery from Steven. That ledge trap situation looked really scary for Ike. But Steven jet to take the stock, and now Napky is the one who's sitting comfortable with the stock lead.
Yeah, and even if Steven were to drop this game, it would be 2-2. He'd still be in the set, but I feel like at that point his game count would be too poor to make it through to the gauntlet stage. So he basically needs to treat this like set point and make a comeback right about now. Still gets clipped by a little bit of double-edged dance, but barely any knockback or hit stun on that. So sneaks in with the F-tilt, evens out the stocks, but a big deficit on damage. Steven just needs to stick to the game plan. We haven't seen any nairs for a while because there hasn't been too much stage room to play with. Does try to sneak under the platform with it there, but that was one of the only situations where you really could do a falling nair, and as a result, Napky was so ready for it, but breaks through with the ether after getting up from ledge, and the rolls to get away from Roy's onrushing charges.
Steven seems to be trying to do the comeback actually, like if he manages to get hit only by the sour spots of Roy's sword, he's going to be able to survive a lot more interactions and get his own percentage in. Actually, like I would consider Roy's stock right now in danger. We're going to see a ledge trap from Steven. Napky.
Wow.
Getting
Dash
deleted by that.
Wow.
Napky taking the stock right back, taking advantage of the carelessness of Steven from Napky spawning in. Falls down through with the sweet spot of the backer. Right now we're seeing Napky taking the win on these first interactions.
Yeah, I don't agree with going to the ledge there, not versus Roy.
Yeah. I know that Steven can really make the percentage go up with a combo like that.
Dash?
We have the dash attack.
And that is the set, 3-1, going to Stevenmontes. So I don't know if that's going to be enough to get him through to the gauntlet stage. He's got a very similar record now to Radiant. They've both got exactly one set win each, but it will come down to the stats, and we'll find out if that was enough to send Steven through to the next stage last second. But Napky, a good performance, but just getting clipped on the way up with that recovery. Ike's superior sword range coming in clutch at the last available moment. That was a really, really exciting game.